If you own a home in the Bronx, you've gained about $363,000 in equity over the last decade. So what's your home worth today? What's it likely to sell for? And how long would it take to move? I'm pulling the numbers that actually matter if you're thinking about selling. I'm Justin Braithwaite. Let's get into the numbers. Part 1. What are Bronx homes worth right now? The typical Bronx home is selling for $802,000. Year over year, that's essentially flat, basically the same number as 12 months ago. In comparison, national prices have crept up about 1.5% over the same stretch. Over the last 5 years, Bronx prices have grown at just over 4.5% a year. That's roughly $160,000 in gains on the typical home. If we go out 10 years, we're looking at just over 6% annually, with the average property gaining around $363,000 in value. That's the Bronx overall. If you want to see what homes are selling for in your specific neighborhood, I've got data on all 44 Bronx neighborhoods at braithrealty.com/neighborhoods. The link is in the description. Now, let's translate those prices into what they actually mean for buyers. Part 2. What's the payment required for a buyer in the Bronx now? With 20% down and today's rate of 6.36%, the principal and interest on the average home runs $3,995 a month. A year ago, that same calculation came out closer to $4,186. So the rate drop has knocked $191 off the monthly payment on an identical purchase. To qualify for that payment, lenders want to see a household income of around $171,000. If that number feels out of reach, the entry point into ownership is a lot lower if you're open to a condo or a co-op. If you may be selling in the future, I put together a free guide on the home improvements that will give you the biggest return when you sell, so you know what to do and, more importantly, what not to do before listing. And if you're buying, you can download a free guide on the red flags to look for on your walkthroughs, so you can spot problems before wasting money on an inspection. You can find both at braithrealty.com/guides. The link is in the description. Now, let's compare that mortgage payment up against what it costs to rent. Part 3, is it better to buy or rent now? The median Bronx rent right now is $3,132 a month. That puts the monthly mortgage payment $863 above the average rent. And that's before property taxes, insurance, and any other carrying costs. But that mortgage payment is going toward principal in an asset that's grown about 6% a year over the last 10 years. A renter writing $3,132 check is building equity for someone else unless they're investing the difference somewhere with comparable returns. Now, let's look at what's happening at the negotiating table. Part 4, who's winning at the negotiating table? The average Bronx sale is closing at about 98.6% of asking price. On the typical home, that's roughly $11,500 off the list price. Last month, that number was closer to $9,300. So buyers are negotiating a little more off asking price than they were a year ago. Homes are taking 55 days to sell now compared to 40 days a year ago. And the Bronx is sitting on close to 8 months of inventory, which technically registers as a buyer's market, meaning supply is on the buyer's side, and the listings that are moving are the ones that are priced and marketed well right out of the gate. That's where things stand right now. If you want to go deeper, here's what I got for you. I rank every Bronx neighborhood on my site. The most expensive, the fastest appreciating, where prices are falling, plus the best months to list and prices broken down by property type. That's at braithrealty.com/Bronx. The link is in the description. And if you want to know exactly where your home fits into these numbers, you can book a free strategy call. My listings sell in an average of 24 days at 102.8% of asking price. That link is in the description. And if you're interested in buying a property, rates are down close to 0.5 point from a year ago, and there's a lot to choose from. You can use the same link to book a call. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. I do this every single month so you always have the most up-to-date information. I'm Justin Braithwaite, and I'll see you next month.